My name's Jason, and I am an ally. Let me tell you a little bit about why I am in this program and what I get out of it, and I hope to, at the end of this, encourage other people who are not in poverty to consider being part of this program. I come from a middle class, upper middle class background where my parents both worked steady jobs all their life. They worked very hard. They invested well. They inherited a lot, which is something that generational poverty often doesn't allow for. My great-great-grandfather came here from Germany and started farming and outlived the rest of his family, and passed down a whole lot of land and stuff, with mineral rights and all that stuff. And, I didn't get everything I wanted, but I didn't want for anything either. And there were so many opportunities that were afforded to me that many people that are in generational poverty don't get to have, like the ability to go to college it wasn't given to me, but I had a job working where my mother worked, where they gave me an opportunity to start out, and if I worked out, then they kept asking me back. Well, I was able to put myself through school that way, and it's become so much harder now to do that. The costs of college have gone up. The cost of borrowing money has gone up. The cost that they're giving to the universities is going down from the federal and the state government. So I started out in life with a lot of good opportunities, and then as a young adult, I also learned how to party in college. And there's a time and a place for experiments, and it's college, but I graduated and I kept going on for my graduate degree in using all kinds of chemicals. Well, this kind of slowed things down, and after a while, I got tired of being sick and tired, and I decided that it was time for me to sober up. I'm glad I did, but it taught me something too, that it's a whole lot easier to get yourself out of a bad situation, because I was living in poverty also because of some of my poor choices and addiction. That it's a lot easier to get yourself out of that mess when you've got an education, because then you can, you can get a job again. It's easier. Doors are open. And now I'm in a different place in life. Both my parents are gone, and I am financially secure. I don't have to take the crap like you've talked about. I can be choosy about what job I choose to take or not take. And that's one of the things that goes along with having that emergency fund. Nobody owns you. It is what I get out of working with and being with my circle family here is a new group of friends. I'm new back in town again. I don't really know anybody, but every Friday I get to meet and get to know people. I also, because of my recovery from drugs and alcohol, get to give back, which is something that helps me stay sane, because it gets me out of myself. I don't think about myself, and I get to help other people. I also learn and get reminded of some of the poor choices that I made once before, and I don't want to go back there. I also enjoy the camaraderie. I love seeing the success. I love seeing the people that are getting out of the situation that brought them here, that are getting on with their education, that are knowing that there is hope. One thing that I would hope for the people that I know here is that there are other things that they can do, not just survive, because day to day when you're living out of a car or you don't know where your food's coming from, it's hard to go beyond that. There's no, your hierarchy and needs are pretty made cut and dried. But you can think about how you can impact the greater good through just simple things like voting for somebody who's going to help the poor and the working poor, rather than take more money from them and give it to the rich people who don't need it. Now, I'm not going to get into parties or anything. That's not my point here. But know that if you're not voting, quit your bitching. So get registered, pay attention, and get out to the polls. And I want to thank every one of you for listening to me ramble. But I am really happy to be part of this, and I hope that other persons who are in an elevated standard of living would consider helping this organization, because it is worthy.